Alright, I'm going to apologize for the rough composition of this video, but I want to do this quick, and maybe some other time later I'll do a video where things are a little bit cleaner and the presentation is a little bit nicer and more thought through. But this is off the sleeve of my cuff, al natural video on how to make mead. So here goes. You need a primary fermenter, otherwise known as a 5-gallon, or actually this is a 7-gallon food-grade plastic bucket. You want it to be over 5 gallons because 5 gallons is going to be what you're going to need for the recipe, and there's going to be some foam and some runoff. So you're going to want like a 6 or 7 gallon primary fermenter for 5 gallons of mead. And you want it to have a lid with a gasket and an airlock. And you can get these from brewing supply stores. In various places. This is my spoon for stirring. The ingredients for my mead, I'm going to actually add some vanilla and cinnamon to the end of this, but for now, we'll just call it 10 pounds of honey, 5 pounds per large container. These cost me about $11 per 5-pound package or jug here. I add 2 pounds of Domino or any other nice kind of light brown sugar, and you want some champagne yeast. I suppose you could use any other kind of yeast. Champagne yeast is just a nice yeast in terms of winemaking, and it has tolerates a very high ethanol content, so you can raise the ethanol content of your mead fairly high using champagne yeast. But champagne, I believe, is a little bit slower in its production, so you're going to have to wait like a month and a week or so before you get something near a finished product. And this mead is going to benefit from 6 months of fermenting. But let's get started. It's fairly simple. I'm just going to start dumping this honey into this 5 gallons of water. This water is water that has been purified through my Berkey water filter. You could probably use spring water. You could filter your own water with a charcoal filter, or you could just you could probably buy spring water. You could boil water for maybe 30 minutes, 5 gallons of it. If you've got a 5 or 6 gallon stock pot, you could probably boil it for 10 to 30 minutes to get rid of some of those volatiles like the chlorine and such, and let it cool, because if it's too hot it will kill your yeast when you add the yeast. I'm going to this is kind of slow, one-handed, so I'm going to maybe put this down and edit this video or something, because I want to do this a lot faster than this. Alright? Okay. Alright, it is Thanksgiving, the evening of the day known as Thanksgiving, and excuse the mess, excuse the lack of preparation and everything else that's going on, but I was bottling some mead, and I've had the opportunity and the chance to try to explain this process to at least 2 or 3 people over the last week, and I thought, gee, next time I do this I ought to to get some video of this to explain what's going on. So here goes. What we have here is a primary fermenter. It's essentially a 5-gallon bucket, and it needs to have a special kind of lid. What you want is a lid which has a rubber gasket on the inside. So you want to see that little black rubber gasket on the inside. You want to have it to have a hole drilled in it. That hole will, if I can one-handed take this out, that hole will accept a rubber stopper. That rubber stopper will accept an airlock. Okay? So what this does is when this lid is on that primary fermenter, it completely seals off the primary fermenter from any oxygen getting in it, and only CO2 from your sugar and yeast reaction can escape. So essentially you're creating an entirely anaerobic type of reaction. So that's kind of what you want. You want a 5-gallon bucket, you want a lid with a gasket, you want a hole drilled in it that will accept the rubber stopper that you want to use. The rubber stopper will have a hole in it, and in that hole will come the airlock, and of course it looks like this. You put a little water in the airlock, and then gas can come up that center middle tube and all the way in the middle, and it will push up that little plastic cap that's on the top, and the gas can come out, but no gas can get back in because there's a water trap there. So what we got here is mead. This mead has been fermenting for 2 months now. I mixed this up back in August, and we have a little bit of tubing here that goes down into my growlers. And Mick turned me onto these, and I really love this method of bottling. The half-gallon size makes the labor of bottling so much less. I totally recommend it. There's a local brewery around here, Rohrbach, and they sell really decent ales and lagers in these little half-gallon growlers. And yeah, you just buy some commercial beer. You can also buy the growlers empty, but why not buy them full, right? I'll show you how to make the mead, the ingredients, and all that stuff some other time. I don't know if I have enough distilled or purified water ready for that right now, but at least the bottling process is this simple. You know, you're creating a siphon with your tubing, and then, you know, all I gotta do is let go of this little latch. Sorry about the lighting. I wasn't prepared for all this, but I thought, you know what, I've explained this so many times recently that I'm just gonna create a video of showing how it works. So basically the mead is just being siphoned off that top bucket because these jugs are in a lower position, and gravity is pulling more mead up the tube that's in the bucket, down the tubing, which is going into my half-gallon growler. And I will repeat this process. Well, this is 5 gallons of mead plus a little some, maybe, you know, 5.5 gallons of mead, and so I'll need, you know, about 11 of these. So that's the basic information you need. Certainly, you know, there's the advertisement, Austin Home Brew Supply. I've gone through them. Their shipping rates are pretty decent, and this is not a paid advertisement or anything. I'm just a happy customer. And but there's lots of places on the internet. Go wherever you want, wherever you can find a good price and good customer service. And yeah, make this stuff at home. You avoid all those wonderful regulations and taxes. Can make exactly what you want, customized to your tastes, for a price that is just amazing. It's probably, on average, I found it's 1/5 of what, you know, whatever you're drinking commercially. So go have fun. Avoid taxes.